Hi Zoon, as you know, I've asked you here today to discuss the future of our South Access Center. We have to decide what we want to do about this very important resource for our English language students. So, can you tell me what the students think about this? Well, from the students' point of view, we would like to keep it. The majority of students say that they enjoy using it because it provides a variation on the classroom routine and they see it as a pretty major component of their course. But we would like to see some improvements to the equipment, particularly the computers. There aren't enough for one each at the moment and we always have to share. Well, yes, the teachers agree that it is a very valuable resource, but one thing we have noticed is that a lot of the students are using it to check their personal emails. We don't want to stop you students using it, but we think the computers should be used as a learning resource, not for emails. Some of us also think that we could benefit a lot more by relocating the South Access Center to the main university library building. How do you think the students would feel about that, June? Well, the library is big enough to incorporate the South Access Center, but it wouldn't be like a class activity anymore. Our main worry would be not being able to go to a teacher for advice. I'm sure there would be plenty of things to do, but we really need teachers to help us choose the best activities. Well, there would still be a teacher present and he or she would guide the activities of the students. We wouldn't just leave them to get on with it. Yes, but I think the students would be much happier keeping the existing setup. They really like going to the South Access Center with their teacher and staying together as a group to do activities. If we could just improve the resources and facilities, I think it would be fine. Is the cost going to be a problem? It's not so much the expense that I'm worried about, and we will certainly got room to do it. But it's a problem of timetabling a teacher to be in their outside class hours. If we're going to spend a lot of money on equipment and resources, we really need to make sure that everything is looked after properly. Anyway, let's make some notes to see just what needs doing to improve the center. Now, what about the computers? I think it might be a good idea to install some new models. They would take up a lot less room and so that would increase the workspace for textbooks and so on. That would be great. It is a bit cramped in there at times. What about other resources? Do you have a list of things that the students would like to see improved? Yes, one of the comments that students frequently make is that they find it difficult to find materials that are appropriate for their level, especially reading resources. So I think we need to label them more clearly. Well, that's easy enough. We can get that organized very quickly. In fact, I think we should review all the study resources as some of them are looking a bit outdated. Definitely. The CD section especially needs to be more current. I think we should get some of the ones that go with our latest course books and also make multiple copies. Good. Now I was also thinking about some different materials that we haven't got in there at all. What do you think if the idea of introducing some workbooks, if we break them up into separate pieces and laminate them, that would be a great resource. The students could study the main crossbook in class and then do follow up practice in the self-access center. That sounds good. Okay, now finally we need to think about how the room is used. I'll have to talk to the teachers and make sure we can all reach some agreement on a timetable to supervise the center after class. But we also need to think about security too, especially if we're going to invest in some new equipment. What about putting in an alarm? Good idea. The other thing I'd like to do is talk to our technician and see whether we could somehow limit the access to email. I really don't want to see that resource misused. What about if we agree to only use it before and after class? Yes, that would be fine. Okay, anyway, that's great for now. We'll discuss it further when we manage to. 6 minutes. Next one. Next. What is the next? What games are popular in the country? It might be diamond dick. No, it might be new city game. In this game, people can build their own house on their house and even create a new city with their imagination. Do you play any games? Yes, 2 or 3 years ago I played Flaming Bird, but now I don't play any games because I am a busy person, so I don't have time to use my phone just for playing games. Actually, I spend my time on working and even relaxing after a hard working day. How do people learn to play games in the country? Actually, they learn to play games in my country by themselves. They just download some new games that are promoted recently, and then they read the construction in that game. After that, they can learn to assess the game and play the game. Do you think it's important for people for playing games? Yes and no. Sometimes by playing games they can improve their creativity. They can pop up with many new ideas even in life or at work, but sometimes they cannot concentrate on their duty just because of playing games. Yeah, their mind is just for playing. They don't force their brain to think about something else that related to daily life. Describe an open air or street market which you enjoy visiting. You should say where the market is, what the market sells, how big the market is, and explain why you enjoy visiting this market. I'm really fond of booking market in Hanoi. The market is located in the center of the city, so people can reach the market very easily. At the market, people sell a lot of books. There are many types of books. That you can find yourself. You can buy a romance if you like something romantic, and even you can buy a crime book if you like that kind of book. The market is not quite big in my opinion. All shops at the market are along just a street, actually a street. But I really like the market because I'm a fan of books, so that would be an interesting place for me to meet other people who have also the same interest. Shopping at markets. Do people in the country enjoy going to open air markets that sell things like food or clothes or old objects? Which type of market is more popular? Why? Nowadays, people seem to be less interested in open air markets because people can buy many items online just by one click. And among open air markets that sell things like food or clothes or old objects, the one that sell food is more popular because nowadays people can buy clothes just on website, but with food they even enjoy food when they have time. They enter one market and find one favorite food. Do you think markets are more suitable places for selling certain types of things? Which ones? Why do you think this is? No, I don't think markets are more suitable places for selling certain types of things because personally I don't have time. So like other people, I don't use my time on buying something at markets. I just click on one online shopping application and then I can choose which I like, and just after one day or even within a day, I can get what I need. Even I can compare prices between shops, so I can select the best item with the best price. Do you think young people feel the same about shopping at markets as older people? Why is that? No, young people don't feel the same about shopping at markets as older people, because young people are used to modern life with virtual markets that sell items online. By contrast, older people seem to go to markets because they want to touch and feel the items that they want to buy. For example, my mom or my grandmother, my mom and my grandmother usually go to markets, pick some clothes that they really like by touching those items, and after careful time of thinking, they buy something and bring those things home.